Hi. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I I had like 4.5 hours of sleep and I'm up. So we're gonna do a read. I didn't get to do any today because I took down my tree. So here I am. Let's figure out who we're gonna do a reading for. Make up for some lost time. I'm in my pajamas because I was sleeping. I was legit sleeping, but I'm up. I do have trains that are actually right down here, and as you can hear, they go all night. So sometimes they wake me up in the middle of the night if I'm not sleeping with headphones in. So Out of Mind by DIIV or Div. It was playing something about roles reversed. So let's see who we're reading for here. We're going to read from the Divine Circus Oracle, and then I'm going to do your reading for January general. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Capricorn, we've already done. Leo, we've already done. Virgo, we've already done. Oh, look, it's Aquarius. So Aquarius, you're getting the pajama read tonight, or this morning rather. Don't worry, I'll go back to bed. I have to be up in 3 hours, so we'll see. Okay, so Aquarius, please check out your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the video. I've got a little bit of a runny nose too. But I also have like a little garden, an indoor garden in my apartment here, so I might just need to get like a dehumidifier or something like that. I don't know. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we have for you? Let's see. Roles reversed. There's something about stay in touch. Also, see you in starlight. Became friends with him. He spoke of you often. Spoke of his love for you often. There could be a man who's in love with you. What else do we got? Alright, cool. Let's see what your oracle card is. It's not very often that I get up in the middle of the night and I'm compelled to do a read, so there must be something important that you need to know, especially this time of night. I gotta sneeze. 2 seconds. Oh, well, that's nice. I knocked my whole setup. Okay. Okay. All right. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Where's your oracle card message? Okay. Let's get going. Oh, here we go. There it is. You got the cherry on top, 26, breaking down to an 8. Cherry on top. All right, here we go. Do you feel like you are on a never-ending journey to manifest a dream? Does it seem like you have been traveling on the road to success forever, so long that you might wonder if you will ever reach the promised land, or even that the promised land exists at all? Then you'll enjoy some good news. You have been working hard and for a long time, simply going through each day, doing what you need to do. This has been a necessary attitude, giving you patience and persistence, but it can prevent you from realizing exactly how far you've come, exactly how much you have already accomplished. Although you may not realize it, you are actually very close to achieving your goal. You might feel that it is years away, or that you have to cross many shores to reach your desired destination. You'll be surprised then when you walk around the corner straight into your destiny. Like a vast container of water, almost at its threshold, there's just one last drop required. That one last drop that makes all the difference. Apparently, all of a sudden, what has been growing within you starts to overflow. Yet it is all the preparation you have done that has brought you to this place. So what is required from you now are just the finishing touches, the finalizing of the detail or two, perhaps one last addition or adjustment. Everything is going to fall into place. It is the final job that finally creates the overflow. If this seems too good to be true, don't worry. You are used to the hard work and not the final outcome. That is the way of things sometimes, but all things must and do change. So much of the work is already done now. Don't waste your efforts by giving up on yourself, especially now you are so close to the outcome you seek. All that's needed now is just the cherry on top. Sorry, very, very distracting for some reason across the hall. The dog is barking. Somebody must be in the hallway because that dog only barks when somebody's walking past that door, which is really weird. Anyway, your affirmation is, my efforts come together now in perfect timing and perfect grace. And the card artwork that we're dealing with here is Fairground Clown by Maxine God. Okay. Cool. Alrighty, let's get doing the tarot for you, Aquarius. Well, looks like that you ended up with the cards with the special backs on them. It's Rider Waite. This is the only Rider Waite deck that I use. I'm sure I'll probably get another one. I've been kind of looking at some pointer with the idea of using another one. 666 past, present, future spread for you. So you'll be getting the Rider Waite and the 666 spread. I do plan on doing Celtic cross readings, but that'll be next round. I didn't want to feel like a copycat or anything, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try and be super quiet while I do this because I do understand I live in an apartment. So you might need to crank your volume to hear this. Again, check out your other placements. You want to check out your rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign if it doesn't resonate for you. Sometimes the other ones do. Sometimes my rising resonates more than my sun, right? Sometimes Cap is not the one. Sometimes it's Aries or what have you. So you can find those by running your natal chart. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And a twist for fairness, of course. These are very auspicious cards for me. Okay, in the past for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what energies do we have? I love this barking like there's somebody out there. That's really weird. Kind of creeps me out. Seconds. That's so weird. That dog only barks if somebody's out in the hall passing that door, and it's barking like crazy right now. I can hear people out there talking too. That's so weird. Greatest spent in the recent past for you. So in the recent past, you had offers of an emotional nature, even ones that were coming to you from the universe, but there's a little bit of reticence to even accept those. And you see the guy's got his hands folded. His cards are folded and he's not playing. I'm hearing over here on this side, my cards are folded and I'm not playing. So if you didn't know, I'm clairaudient, and so the spirit guide messages come from on the right side. On the left, I get stuff from, or sorry, no, on the right side, I get from my people that have passed, and on the right side I get from my spirit guides. Can you see? On the left, spirit guides. On the right, people that have passed. There's something important that you must know. Anyway, there have been emotional offers in the past that you've been turning down. Even, cups from the universe that you've decided that you're not going to take up an offer on, or that you've been reticent to take up an offer on. This is deciding to sleep it off under the tree after celebration, and just kind of leave the emotional stuff to the side for the moment being while you focus on other more important things. But then all of a sudden something comes up that is just too overflowing with emotion for you to turn down. Something that is such a large gift from the divine that it's unavoidable. At the beginning of an emotional relationship, something huge, something massive. And it begins anyway. You turn down so many offers, offer after offer after offer, and then one comes along that's rather large. Do you see here? Do you see? Something comes along that just knocks you for a loop and you have to take it. The offer is there and you have to take it. It's something that's bigger and better than anything that you've seen in those other cups before. What's next? It's the largest cup from the divine that you've ever seen. It's something that's a gift from God. And on that side, spirit guide side. The left side, spirit guides. The right side, people that have passed on. Now that dog stopped barking, I can actually get my directions down here. What else? 3:40 in the morning, 7. Number 7 means something. 1 and 6. 3 and 4. What else? What else? Wait. Kind of put you in an impasse, though. You didn't know which way to move for a second, caught you off guard. You are still, in the recent past, still sitting there reticent to move forward. You're at that fork in the road, but you're not looking to make any sudden movements or changes of any sort. You don't necessarily know which way to move. You're defensive, and so you're at an impasse. You're at an impasse in your recent past, not moving in one direction or another. Caught off guard. What else? That's probably why I can't sleep. There's probably been some noise that I just couldn't sleep through. The Empress. There's been some creativity, a very powerful feminine energy that's deeply connected with the Earth Mother. The number 3 is of significance here. Oftentimes this is considered a Taurus or Libran energy, but even more than that, it's somebody that's highly connected with the earth, somebody who's highly creative, fertile, in tune with building and creative aspects. This is also an urge and an encouragement for you to connect with your creative side, and also for you to connect with the earth. Could be one of the roads that you were being invited to travel down as well. It is highly creative energy, Earth Mother energy. We have 3 that have come down. We have 2 that are grouped over here together. And we have this one. And so there was an offer or a contract that you thought was going to begin that did not in the past. An offer perhaps from an Empress energy that did not come to fruition for you in the past. So something that you thought was going to pan out that didn't, or something that had a false start connected with stability, monetary growth, small checks that did not come. You were expecting. And then these 2 here And so you held off on impulsive action that may have resulted in conflict, or may have resulted in a need for defensiveness. This actually was protection in a way. This Ace of Pentacles not happening is what I'm seeing here. Because what we have here is because you did not get that offer, that small check, that beginning, that new contract, it prevented you from engaging in impulsive, quick action, and also from the need to engage in defensive energy. So because that new beginning didn't happen, that's what you resulted with. So it was actually protection in a way that did not begin for you. In the present, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Could be that an offer did not come in from a Taurus or Libra individual, and so because of that, the impulsive quick action didn't happen, and you did not have to defend yourself in some way from something. Sometimes they say rejection is protection. That's what it means when we look at that. That's a direct translation in the tarot. So. Oh, I got one flipper, and I got something that came out here. So in the very present, we have one card in the Page of Cups. We have small tokens of appreciation, small gestures of affection, small messages and communications that have come out that are emotional in nature. They're very small, and they're giving you a sense of completion or a sense of wholeness. This could also be children. Children with water in their chart, but I'm getting more that the offers in the past, if we look at that Four of Cups up here, the Four of Cups in the past, it seems that the offers themselves were just not as substantial as you would have liked. Person coming to you was coming to you with a fish in the cup, whereas in the past up here, moving forward, we had this large Ace of Cups that was just an overflowing cup of emotion that came along following the cups that you were not picking up because they were so small. The small communications were insubstantial. This other one, however, the Ace of Cups, that overflowing cup, gave you a sense of wholeness, a sense of completion over something, helped you to finish out cycles, helped you to understand and resolve feelings that were otherwise unresolved. This is also you coming into your own and connecting with your fixed energy as an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Libra, and Aquarius are fixed signs. And so it could very well be that, in the past, those offers, they just weren't giving you the communication and the emotional fulfillment. It was just too small. Whereas this other one, this beginning, the Ace of Cups, it was giving you that wholeness that you were looking for, you were searching for, helping you to finish out old cycles as well in the present. Although you were caught in unawares in the past, and you did end up with a feeling of needing to stay in one place at a crossroads of sort and not knowing exactly what to do, in the present, you are coming out of some anxiety, some worry, sleepless nights, nightmares. They're being healed at this time with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So those feelings are being resolved as a result of this Ace of Cups energy that came along in the past. That resolved feeling, that wholeness that you have, is actually helping to quell some of your anxieties that you have over some things. Normally in the upright, we're dealing with sleepless nights, anxiety, sleepless nights, nightmares, worry, troubled mind, the sick bed, but in the reverse, it's coming out of that, right? Right, what else? It's healing, but it's mental healing. The troubles and anxieties are subsiding. In the present for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There's something intuitive happening at this very moment. There are secrets that you are holding deep within yourself, or a deep inner knowing, something intuitively that you know, or something that you're having to delve deep within yourself to go under into, to descend into the underworld, to retrieve some secrets or some deep intuitive learning. The High Priestess has secrets, deep hidden inner knowledge that you have to seek within yourself. This is an invitation for you to look deep within and really understand what those hidden feelings are. What is your deepest intuition? And because you have these anxieties and fears subsiding in the present, it's going to clear your mind and allow for you to actually figure out what those deep hidden mysteries within yourself are. There's also, because we are looking at that Empress energy in the past and the invitation to connect with nature and your more creative, softer, feminine Earth Mother side. And this is Piscean energy with the High Priestess here. To really look at the sides of yourself that you've hidden, that you haven't resolved, that you intuitively know that it's time to actually look at what are you keeping secret. There is something that you're keeping secret here, and there is something that you intuitively know you need to either resolve, or this is a time where everything has been cleared out for you to connect with nature, connect with your creative side, and really delve deep into the own hidden mysteries of your psyche. There's either something you're keeping hidden from somebody else, or there's something that you've been waiting to address once the anxiety of the Nine of Swords subsided. And now, right now is the time, is what this is saying. Because that anxiety and the worry of the Nine of Swords has indeed subsided. So now you have the opportunity to look at this High Priestess, to descend into the underworld of yourself and figure out what the hell those things are. But you must connect with nature. You must ground and center in order to figure out what those things are. Because you're doing that at this time, and because there is inner work that you're doing, you're not necessarily feeling compelled to take action of a romantic nature towards somebody. This could also be that where you're expecting there to be romantic, poetic, intuitive, noble action towards you, it's not necessarily happening right now. And you might feel that there are secrets going on that have to do with this. This is Cancerian energy for me. I typically read the Knight of Cups as specifically Cancerian energy. But it seems like now is the time to address these, the deep inner knowing, rather than look at outward action. To go inward rather than to express outwards is what I'm getting here if we look at these two together. The other way this can be interpreted is that there is a secret that is being harbored that has to do with timing and not being inspired to take romantic steps and actions towards another individual. But there's something that has to do with your intuition or a secret. There's a secret and that's causing you to hold back from somebody romantically at this time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's too many. Too many. Just had a little bit of card vomit there. And we'll clarify all of this. We're going quickly, so we're making good time. I probably won't upload this until the morning because I don't want to be up until 5 a.m. Yeah. You're not looking to put emotional investment, you're not looking to put investment into something right now. You're not putting in, you're not sowing seeds into something. There's a choice that's been made here. I keep on looking back to that Two of Swords. I know I'm looking at this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Empress. The secret that you're harboring right now might have to do with the crossroads that you were at in the past. That you've had your anxieties alleviated. When something else began here, you had your anxieties alleviated. And put you in a crossroads. There's Empress energy here. But something didn't begin, and it prevented you from taking impulsive action. But right now you also are harboring secrets that are preventing you from taking romantic action that have to do with the fact that something like a contract of sorts did not begin. You're also not investing in something right now. You're not investing romantically in something because you're harboring a secret or there's a deep inner knowing about something. But you're also not planting the appropriate seeds and tending to a garden of sorts that's going to harbor stability for you. You're holding off on doing that at this time, and it seems strategic because I feel like it's tying back to this High Priestess. There's something that you're trying to look at within yourself that you've descended to look at for yourself because that energy is finally cleared and you can actually do so right now. So you're trying to evaluate things before moving forward, before tending to these pentacles here. That's attached to this Empress. The secret is attached to this Empress. In the future, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What do we have for you? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We're going to clarify, don't worry. Okay, I'm taking this one because it's stuck, but we also have a whole bunch over here that I'm not taking because there's way too many of them. And I typically have a limit on how many I'll take at once. Ace of Wands, there is a passionate new beginning of a creative nature. This is also the card of, if you know what I mean. It's a rather phallic symbol, isn't it? This is a beginning, a passionate new beginning, the creative spark. I always call this the matchstick of the divine. It is inspiration at its finest. It is something that begins that is of a creative nature. It's something that spurns you forth in action towards something greater and more fiery. It compels you forward in movement. You're surging ahead on a new adventure in the future. Something that compels you to do more than communicate with Page of Cups energy, because it's right in that direct line. Something that makes your feelings big. Something that creates passion within you. What else? Could be during April when we move into Aries season. So you have this thing in the past that began the beginning of a new relationship, and you have this completion, this feeling of wholeness and completion. Cycles finishing out in the present. In the future, though, there is a caution here about not building castles in the sky. Understanding that although you may have many options of an emotional nature that are presented to you, not all that glitters is gold. If you look at the card itself, it actually does tell you that you will be presented with many cups, many options of an emotional nature, but not all of them are as they seem. Some of them are filled with poison. Some of them are filled with snakes. Some of them have phantoms within them. And some of them have treasures. And it's up to you to be discerning in your choices moving forward with those options. Your sense of wholeness and completion has actually made you a lot more alluring. And your passionate action forward has actually made you extremely confident, which is going to, this is why this warning is here. And normally I don't even read the Seven of Cups as a warning. It's just, yeah, you got options in love, you know what I mean? But this is more of a warning about not building castles in the sky, not surging forward so fast and so fervently with that Ace of Wands energy that you're looking at all of those options as if every single one of those options is amazing. You know, I mean, even look at the one, we've got a cup there with laurel on it, but if you look at the shadow within the card, there's a skull on it, showing you that it looks like you could be king of a kingdom, you could be Julius Caesar, but the reward for that is death. Understand? Not in the literal sense, but you know, I mean, it's like, don't build castles in the sky. Understand that not everything is as it seems, and that although many beautiful options will be presented to you of emotional fulfillment, not necessarily a romantic nature, and you've got that brand new spark, that brand new energy that's come in, that brand new creative endeavor that you're, or adventure that you're embarking upon, you will be presented with many attractive options in the future that will all seem emotionally fulfilling, but not all of them are exactly what they seem. And it's important for you to be extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Discriminating in your choices moving forward. As to not plunder for, like, yeah, don't walk into your own folly. You've ended out many cycles and you've made progress. You've ended out many cycles and made forward progress. And some of this could actually put you, it could regress you. When right now you have something beginning through many pitfalls. It's 4 in the morning, 4:01, 5, change. Changes afoot for you. Yeah, because it could result in conflict. There is conflict here. You're conflicted. The anxiety and worry in the present has subsided. But in the future, there is the possibility that, and more than likely you will, experience conflict. There will be fighting of some sort. I think that it has to do with some of these options that you're entertaining. Change could be creating and resulting in conflict. Also, doesn't necessarily have to tie back to those options. But it could be that change alone, because it is the 5 of Wands, change alone is creating unrest and conflict for you. So it's a caution there to understand that, you know, change will result in some conflict of some sort. And so be aware of that. Understand that there will be times that are full of unrest and uneasiness, where people will be infighting. I don't necessarily feel that you're comfortable with conflict. There's something about that that is bothersome to you. Connecting up with that High Priestess energy in the present. What do we have for time? Oh, whoa, those fell under. So we have Hanged Man energy. So you are going to, after some conflict, be stopping to take stock of something, to get a look at something further and to gain perspective. It's fallen right under your High Priestess, which means that, you know, you can anticipate that you very well will be taking a moment to search within, to seek within. But that Hangman is in the reverse. And the Hangman being in the reverse is you actually deciding that you have gained perspective. So when you did descend within yourself to figure out intuitively what it is you want, what secrets you really are harboring, even from yourself, what is your greater inner truth, you actually, after some conflict, might even be inner conflict, after being presented with some very enticing options, have gained enough perspective that you're coming down off of the beam to really talk about that. And then we have the Fool, tying up with the Ace of Wands, Aries energy here. So this is definitely during Aries season that we're seeing this. But you are springing forth on an adventure, on a new path, on something that is unfamiliar territory to you, in an effort to learn, but also in an effort to move yourself forward on a new path. This is something unlike anything that you have ever experienced before, and it is going to be wrought with some of those options that may absolutely result in your plunder, or sorry, in your blunder. I keep saying plunder, and I think that's because there is treasure here. There's hidden treasure, whether it be lessons or it be prosperity. But what we're seeing here is we're seeing that there are necessary risks that you're going to have to take along your journey, and the recognition that it's okay to step out into the unknown. But this is after a time of holding back your energy as far as any emotional sense or expression of emotion is quite subdued. You've been holding off while you establish for yourself what it is intuitively that you want to do, in which direction you want to move in, and how you are going to creatively express yourself. And in the end, you end up being adventurous and embarking on a journey with passion and fire, rather than a gentle or extremely emotional action. So, or expression rather. There's something that is cause for celebration that has to do with the adventurousness, and you're embarking on a new journey here. Something that is cause for celebration. This could also be gossip, or quote unquote, for lack of a better term, a hen party. Something where people are getting together and celebrating something of significance. But during this celebration, as you see, as I just said, with gossip and a hen party, we do have 3 female individuals who are getting together and they are chatting about something. So everything that you do must be above board. Because during this celebration, there will be people who will get together and will converse about things. It's not to say you should avoid enjoying the celebration, but it's important to note that there is the need to avoid gossip and to watch your words. I'm hearing, but celebrating something about the journey that you've embarked upon. Take risk, but avoid risk that will result in gossip. And take risk, however, watch that any risk you take during celebratory periods is in the future calculated risk. On the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so right now you've decided that there are actions that you will take and there are actions you will not take. And you decided actually throughout this whole reading that you're not taking impulsive action towards something. You're not taking a romantic, poetic, knight in shining armor approach towards something. And you're also not taking a passionate, fiery burst of energy towards something. The only one missing is the slow, definitive, stable, and consistent effort in action to take towards something, which would be the Knight of Pentacles energy. But the message overall here is not to jump into something so passionately as to look back and understand that you made a larger mistake because you didn't evaluate the situation. Okay. Let's move into clarification with the Deviant Moon. I don't read this deck in reverse. 2 seconds. As you can hear, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and the trains never stop. They just don't. Deviant Moon Tarot. We're doing some clarification on this for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We read this like a story across the way, all the way through each line. And again, I don't read this in the reverse. If anything pops out that I feel is pertinent to read in the reverse, it's actually quite obvious on the cards themselves for me where that energy needs to be flipped. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, looking at the 4 of Cups. Is there any other additional reason why you decided that you were not going to entertain offers, emotional offers from people, as well as the universe in the recent past? Tell me more about that 4 of Cups energy that you were sitting in, Aquarius. And was it even you? Was it you or was it somebody else? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Ooh, the Tower in reverse almost wanted to come out. I'm not reading reversals, but the Tower almost wanted to come out. It was almost like a shocking event happened that prevented you or somebody else. You've got it here, shocking event. You have the Fool that's popped out. Not wanting to take the necessary risks, not feeling adventurous in order to strike out or accept offers. Tell me why we decided all of a sudden to flip the script and take an Ace of Cups after turning down so many other offers of an emotional sense due to that lack of adventurousness. Why all of a sudden was there the beginning of an emotional cycle with somebody? And why is that cup so large and prevalent compared to the others? Okay, we have a flipper. I'm not taking the card vomit that hit the table, but I'm taking the flipper. Let me just pick these up first before we read. Now I got this one that I will take. Yeah. This relationship that began happened during a time of conflict for somebody. Either for you or somebody else. And it may be that that was an exciting new addition to your life during a time of conflict. Or it seemed to ease conflict for somebody. Inner turmoil, I keep hearing, because we have it directly above the World card. So this could have been something that alleviated inner turmoil. Or it was the beginning of emotional fulfillment with somebody that you were experiencing conflict with. You didn't necessarily believe that it was something that was going to happen for you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you were in anxiety, sleepless nights, nightmares. So you were at a crossroads and you were not looking to play any cards. You were not looking to make choices. You were sitting into O Swords energy with the blindfold on. Cards are folded. I'm not playing. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Extremely on guard and at an impasse with the nightmares, with the anxiety, with the sleepless nights. Unable to move because you're just sitting in fear consistently. But then a wish comes along of an emotional nature. That's that 8 of Cups. It's an Earth Mother energy. Could be Taurus or Libra. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's an Earth Mother energy. Somebody connected with the Earth. Somebody who is highly intuitive, but only by their. It's only because they are so grounded. It's only because they are so poetic, so creative. And you come into union with them. You decide to come into union with this person, and that's how you learn about their ability to build and manifest things on the earthly plane. But an offer doesn't happen. What offer doesn't happen with that Ace of Pentacles? You receive messages. You receive messages. You receive communication while you are in union with this other individual who has the Earth Mother energy. You've turned somebody down in the past. Somebody communicated to you while you were busy working. And it either created a space where it prevented you from being offered something of a new monetary gain because this person was communicating with you. But it seems like interloper stuff here. Check it out. Because we have the blackbird coming while you have your back turned and you're busy working. Coming with communication. I feel like... Sorry, tea. I feel like the communication comes in. Either the communication that there isn't a new contract starting, that you're not receiving something of benefit to you when it comes to stability, or somebody communicates to you and you flat out tell them that you're not beginning something with them on the earthly plane. You're holding back impulsive Knight of Swords energy, Knight of Swords action, in an attempt to prevent yourself from having to defend yourself. Anything else on that? I tried to avoid it, but it happened anyway. Anything else on that? Yeah, it's because you gain perspective. You gain perspective on the issue at hand and realize that you yourself were keeping yourself trapped in a vicious cycle. It was keeping you in a mental prison. It would have kept you in a mental prison to take that forward action. And that time is on your side. You gain perspective that timing was of the... there was something about timing that was very important. You gain perspective that timing, how it was at play. There was timing that was a part of everything. Divine timing even. See that pocket watch dangling off the hanged man's heel. Person has Pisces in their chart somewhere. Or Gemini. Or you met this person during Gemini's season. What is with these little tiny communications, these seemingly inconsequential emotional communications? Yeah. They taught you to balance, or you're attempting to balance. There's charity, give and take. You're learning how to communicate with somebody on an emotional level with balance in mind. And you're attempting to hold off. You're delaying something. You're delaying moving forward in some way. You are whole and complete, but you're delaying forward action in the present. Yeah, because you're moving towards legacy. You're looking to build legacy. Now that you have that sense of completion and wholeness, and you've finished out some battles, the unwanted cycles, as well as some good ones that have taught you lessons, you are holding off on something in particular because you are focused on building legacy. That happy home life that results from hard work and stability. What is this Nine of Swords energy, the anxiety, the worry? Well, what is this healing piece? Yeah. You're healing because you chose to walk away from something in the present that normally would have been of emotional fulfillment. And you're actually coming to grips with that. You could actually feel that your anxiety has lifted because you're walking away from something that would have normally been fulfilling in a romantic sense, or fulfilling in some sort of emotional manner. It's almost like you need to walk away from the Eight of Cups in order to achieve a Nine of Cups. But it alleviates your anxiety to do so in the present. Anything we need to know about these deep hidden mysteries of the High Priestess? That's too many. Anything we need to know there for Aquarius? On the High Priestess in the present, after this person, or rather, after you walk away from this person, recognizing that it's going to quell a lot of your anxiety. That's also too many. Starting to get heavy-eyed, that's a good sign. That means that I'm getting tired, which is excellent. That means I can go back to bed soon. 14:05, yeah, change. 4:19 on the clock. Okay. Yeah, there are risks that you've taken. Risky business. Your intuition, something about these deep hidden items that you have. It's a sword swallower, right? So think about that. He's not able to get the window. Why do I keep hearing it? He's not able to get to the window. There's been some risk that you've taken, and you're attempting to keep that from somebody. Or you intuitively know that the movement that you're going to take now that you have walked away from something else is going to entail risk. There's something about this also that is treachery. And the reason that I say that, or deception of some sort, the reason that I say that is because normally the interpretation of the Seven of Swords is somebody leaving camp in the middle of the night with all the swords on their back while the soldiers sleep. There's something very noble and beautiful about doing that, but it's also extremely risky. The consequences run deeper. And so it's a time for you during the present to really seek within your intuition which direction you'd really like to take, knowing what you have to work with here. I hope that makes sense, because I am getting tired enough where I will absolutely start rambling and sleep talking on camera, and it is sudden. You're holding off on emotional communication and action right now. In fact, it's not communication that you're holding off on. You're holding off on the Knight of Cups energy, which is forward movement in action in a Knight of, what do they call that? A Knight in Shining Armor energy. You're not taking direct action towards somebody. You're not taking action such as that because you feel that it wouldn't be substantial to your feelings, because your feelings are the sun. So coming towards somebody with a cup as an offer it seems like an exercise in futility. You'd rather focus on planting the seeds of growth with somebody, or for your career. This is the ultimate yes card in the tarot, by the way. However, it's also important to remember be the fire that is exacting and is happy with where it wants to be, rather than the fire that burns. Fire that nourishes rather than burns. Let's talk about this Ace of Wands moving forward. So, it's caused you to save up for something, but you've learned a lesson about ensuring that you're not being too miserly as to burn a hole in your pocket. Considering that's Ace of Wands, that's pretty fun. Do not burn a hole in your pocket. Moving along things. And then you're sitting there evaluating options before embarking on a journey, which is what you really should do anyways if we're looking at the Seven of Cups. Is you surveying your options, deciding which path to take with precision and focus. Because you do have movement forward that you're attempting to make with one option, and the rest of the options need to fall by the wayside. Actually, look at you're leaving something burning in your wake while you're moving forward to greener pastures. It's like those options are all there, yeah, but you might actually be aware of like the forecast of all these things, right? But you know that you have the urge to move forward. Okay. What about this conflict? A couple different things that have landed out. We have 4 different things. I've just got my final line here. Just got my bottom line. This conflict has to do with your temper. Come up with creative solutions in order to resolve any issues with your temper as to avoid conflict. It's also about being proud. And if you're proud and you're in the elevator, that's excellent. Something about elevators. This is perfect because I am falling asleep while I'm actually talking, so you're going to get the goods. There's something about the conflict here. Pride before the fall. Subduing passions. The way that you can prevent the conflict, of course, is making sure that you have a good handle on inner peace. You have energy there. Sometimes it's just about making a good pot of coffee and knowing when to sip your coffee instead of speak. You're unburdening of yourself of something because you gain perspective on what this inner knowledge is. You're unburdening yourself of it. And it does have to do with your childhood. It has to do with looking at the world with fresh childhood eyes. But it also is important to remember this could be a long cherished goal or something that you had set prior that was super important that you initially didn't think was going to move through. But now you see why. And so, even though you are being adventurous and there's a need to take risks in how you embark on your journey moving forward, at the same time, there's also an invitation for you to rest, recuperate, take quiet rest, but to actually evaluate how far along you are during your path on the journey, regular check-ins, and checking and connecting with yourself through meditation, the meditative state, throat chakra, heart chakra, sacral. I never get that for this. And of course, lastly, what is the celebration that you're making or taking part in? Why not do we have that? I know that we already know. Because you do flip it around, you flip the script. You are now in a place where you are ready to start collecting low-hanging fruit and cultivating the rest of your seeds so that you can move through into honing your craft, apprenticing new energy, and reaping rewards in the future that are far better and brighter. I hope this reading makes sense, man, because I am falling asleep. And then on the overall energy, we have the Page of Pentacles, communicating and realizing that things of fulfillment do absolutely take good human connection, good communication, and the ability to look somebody in the eye when you're communicating with them. That you're fixing something, that you're working on it. Maybe that's what you're communicating, is that you're working on something. I have to watch this reading back to make sure. Sometimes it's a good idea to do these kinds of things, and sometimes it's a bad idea. 427, 9 plus 4 is 13, breaking down to a 4. Stability. What numbers do we have? We have, I told you, 5, 5, 6, and 2. So we have a pair. We have 6 about family, and then 2 5s, which do, of course, indicate change, as I had already explained. I ignite poetry for you. You get in the middle of the night falling asleep while she's talking, Ashley. It's super good. Sometimes you're going to get intuitive messages. Sometimes it's not going to make any sense. Sometimes you just pick out the keywords, and then later it will make sense. Sorry, guys. What of it, Aquarius? What is your message? Okay. Okay, there's a couple of initials here. One of them can be flipped. All right, Aquarius, there we are. There are your keywords. That D, is it a D here? That D could be flipped to a P if you want it to, or if it's of significance where the D would not be. And please absolutely continue to check in and watch. Thank you again for all of your support. Please take care of yourself, and I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for watching my little nighttime reading. Of course, now I'm alert now that I'm done reading the bottom line. I really hope it made sense. Bye. Oh yeah, look at that, right on the money with an hour. And there's the mess of a spread that we just did for you. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.